Good afternoon. First, I'd like to congratulate both student athletes on an amazing accomplishment. Also, would like to thank the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation Quarterback Club for hosting such a wonderful event. I'd also like to thank Ken Trahan for personally inviting me to come and speak today. This is a great honor and I'm deeply humbled by it. I had the pleasure of attending this event last year when Chevron honored our starting quarterback of last year, Chris Ravensteiner, and it was a wonderful event last year, and obviously to date it's still the same. You're doing a great job in hosting this event. I'd also like to congratulate all the other speakers that are going to speak tonight, especially Coach Marcus Scott from John Herrick. And finally, I'd like to thank my parents, my relatives, friends, and fellow coaches for coming to support me and our program. Obviously, I'm here to talk about our team's success. As Ken mentioned, we are 5-0, and I'm very pleased with our early success that we've had at this point. A lot of this success can be attributed to our coaching staff and to our seniors. I personally believe that I have the best coaching staff in the state. And part of the reason for that is that every single one of our coaches comes from a state championship caliber program where they either won it as a player or as a coach or as both. We have coaches that come from schools like St. Charles Catholic, Isidore Newman, Jesuit, Hannan, St. Paul's, Vermilion Catholic, Parkview Baptist, Notre Dame, Dunham, Brother Martin, and De La Salle. Obviously, all these schools that I mentioned are reputable programs within the state and have been and continue to be up to today. From these men, I can promise you that I personally have grown as a coach, but what's more important is the impact that they've made in our young men's lives. Importantly on the field, but more importantly off the field. They inspire our young men, and like I said, they inspire me, and I'm just very grateful to have them. And I think that's been part of the reason for the turnaround within our program over the last 4 years. 4 years ago when I took over this program, we were 1-9, and to date we're 25-13 with a 1-2 playoff record. That's not due to me, I can promise you that. It's due to the guys that I work with on a daily basis to get our guys prepared, to get our players prepared to play the best football they possibly can be. With that being said, a lot of our success is attributed also to our seniors. You know, this will be the first class that I have that is all players have been underneath my tutelage as a head coach, which is exciting for me personally. You know, because you'll only have one first class. I only have one first class as freshmen that'll come through as seniors. These guys have gone through a fair share of adversity, but they've dealt with it, they've persevered, and they've continued to push forward no matter what the outcome is, and that's part of the reason of why we're at where we're at today. We are on pace to do something what I think is going to be extremely special at our school. It's only happened 2 times at our school. In 1991 and 1996 is winning a district championship. We've been talking about this for the last 4 years, and when are we going to hang a banner in our gym? And we fully believe at this time that we're going to be the team, the 3rd team in our school's history, the 2018 team to hang a district banner. And it's something that we have set our eyes on, or set our sights on, and we're looking to attain that this year. But that's not going to come easy. We got a tough opponent this Thursday against Jules Sumner. This was a team that last year we beat 56-0, but I can promise you this is a much better Jules Sumner team. It's a rival game for us. It's on a short week. We had homecoming last week with a ton of distractions, which I thought we handled exceptionally well. I thought our coaches and players handled that exceptionally well. And now we're playing on a Thursday night. So we essentially lost a day of preparation. But I think that our guys are ready for the challenge that's up ahead of us on Thursday night. And we're going to be playing in a hostile environment. If you've never been to Jules Sumner and their stadium, they call it the Hole for a reason, because you played sunken down. You're going to feel pretty away from the excitement of the crowd. And one thing that we stress to our players is how do we create our own excitement? You know, when you go in a hostile environment, sometimes, you know, it's not the same luxury that you get when you play in your own home field. You know, you don't get to choose the music, you don't get to choose what songs are being playing. And for us, a big thing that we're going to have to do is create a lot of excitement and enthusiasm on our sideline. And that's something that we stressed this entire week. Another big point of emphasis for us is talking about humility. It's no doubt that we've started to climb the polls in the rankings within the state, not only locally, but obviously within the state, as Ken mentioned. And with that can come great things, but also can come some bad things. And for us, what I continuously remind our players is remaining humble and staying hungry in this moment. As fast as you've climbed in the polls is as fast as you can descend in the polls too. And so for us, it's about continuously striving for excellence, but understanding that it's going to come with a lot of hard work. And I think we've accomplished that up to this point. And obviously we've only had one day of preparation, but yesterday's practice, we had a great one. And we look forward to having a good one today. To mention some of our key players, it'd be hard pressed to not talk about all 15 of our defensive players. Why? Because at this point right now, we've only given up as a defense less than 6 points a game. And really 6 contests, and I'm including our jamboree in that. Obviously, I can't mention all 15 or so players that we use, but to mention 4 guys that have done an exceptional job consistently throughout these 6 contests. Our defensive lineman Carter Georges, defensive lineman Fred Ravenstein, our defensive back Evan Bruyette, and defensive back Cameron O'Brien. These guys have really set the standard for our defense and really have been the glue that's kind of held us together, especially in some tight situations. And we were in a tight battle last Friday against St. Michael's in an 18-14 win. We really had to play exceptional defense, and these guys did a great job. Offensively, some guys to mention, key players for us is athlete Dawson Millen, wide receiver Jacob Godet, our running back Brendan David, and our offensive lineman David Duplashane have really excelled at all their respective positions, and they continue to produce outstanding individual stats. We're looking forward to a really exciting but pivotal game this Thursday. As I told our players, I think whoever wins this one is going to finish 1 and 2 in district. That's how important it is. So I think we're playing for a district championship right now. You know, this is the week that it's going to happen. But I'm very confident in what we have with our players at this point. I'm very confident in our coaches, and I think we're going to get the job done. Finally, before I open it up to any questions, I'd like to thank all of our fans, our alumni, our students, parents, and administration for the continued support of our program, not only this year, but over the last 4 years. This program couldn't have the success that it has and what it's accomplished without our principal, Father Charles Latour, and our athletic director, Joe Hines, and their unwavering support for not only me, but also for our football players and our coaches. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Ken, and thank you all of you for attending. And if there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer any.
Raise your hand if you have a question. We'll get the microphone to you. Anyone?
Coach, what other teams are in your district?
Jewel Summit, we actually have a small district. And to be honest with you, the biggest challenge that I've had the last 2 years is filling 6 non-district games. So we only play 4 district games. It's us, Jewel Sumner, Bogalusa, La Roger, and Albany. Albany sits 5-0 too at this moment. All right, well, thank you very much.